So Big Swole, these multi-level marketing schemes, these pyramid schemes, selling supplements?
Can you believe that shit?
Just the GAINZ Trust. So what's the deal, Swole? What's happening?
Well, so we'll call them multi-level marketing schemes, have been selling supplements for a while, haven't they?
Yeah,
They've been around.
Yeah, yeah.
No one ever really used to worry about them because, well, I guess it's the same issue now. The products were shit, but straight off the bat, straight into it.
Tell us how you really feel.
But I guess over the last few years, they've become a lot more prominent again.
I feel like there's been a resurgence in you can call it multi-level marketing, you can call it pyramid schemes. In Australia, pyramid schemes technically, by their definition, are illegal.
Yeah.
So everything that operates under a pyramid scheme has to be called multi-level marketing.
Yes.
So let's roll with that definition.
Yeah.
MLM scheme. I feel like recently there's been a resurgence in multi-level marketing being used to distribute supplements.
Yeah.
Been around for years. Been around for like the original ones are like 20 years old.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably more.
Yeah.
But just recently, not sure if Mercedes dealership or multi-level marketing scheme distributing supplements.
Or both.
But seems to be a big resurgence. Obviously, utilizing social media as the main advertising medium for these multi-level marketing schemes.
Yeah.
Creates a couple of issues. And at the GAINZ Trust, we're here to give you guys the information so you can make your own decisions, man. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah, we are. We're not going to name names.
Well, there's no need to.
No,
there's no
because
need
everyone
to.
knows who they are.
Because, and I'm going to talk about this later on, it doesn't matter what the company is. It's the ethical dilemma that's caused when you use a certain style of business to distribute a certain style of product.
Yeah, and it's the same across all of them as well.
That's it.
Yeah. So what I've done over the last few days is done a bit of research. It's been longer than a few days. We've been looking at this for a couple of weeks now.
I'd go so far as to say months.
It's to look into, I guess, what the products are, what they do.
Yeah.
What ingredients are in them. And one thing that I've actually found over my research is you don't know what's in them.
Correct.
They don't give you, effective doses. They don't give you, they tell you some ingredients are in there, but not all of them. There was one particular brand that actually went into what they gave you a list of ingredients and what was in each one. So I found that was pretty cool. But then what I also found is that it was 70% flavoring and 30% active ingredients. So if an actual supplement company was going to do that for the particular brand of product that I looked at, it wouldn't sell because they tell you what it's just like it's not going to sell. But with I guess the style of marketing they use here, and people saying, "Oh, this product's fantastic. You've got to use this product." Really, it's just almost like a placebo effect.
Well, it's a different. The issue is it's proprietary blends.
They are,
right?
yeah,
Everything
absolutely.
you see is prop blend, which is nothing new to the actual supplement industry. Prop blends have been around since supplements have begun.
Yeah.
And there are still a lot of companies that use proprietary blends or semi-proprietary blends, so they'll tell you the dosages of some of the ingredients, but not all of them. Obviously, from a consumer's perspective, it's best if the labels are fully transparent, and that's what we push for. Is we really like
full transparency. Absolutely.
When supplement companies tell us these are the ingredients and these are the dosages, and then you can actually make a decision as a consumer whether or not you want to use that particular product. When you go and you hide ingredients behind proprietary blends, it creates issues because you know the ingredients, but you don't know how much of each ingredient is in there. It could be pixie dusted or fairy dusted. It could be put in there so that they can make certain label claims, but not actually back it up with proper efficacious dosing. That's the issue with proprietary blends. The way I see it from a product point of view is in the supplement, in the conventional supplement industry, consumers generally are a lot more clued up.
Yes.
Than the type of consumers that multi-level marketing schemes are targeted at when it comes to supplements.
It's your everyday people that they target. Because
Absolutely.
Because the people who are more educated will go, man, I want to know what's in that particular product.
Absolutely. And the way that they're marketed towards those people is, unfortunately, something that used to happen in the supplement industry and doesn't happen anymore because it can't in terms of advertising laws, is hopes and dreams in a bottle.
Exactly.
That's how multi-level marketing distributes supplements. It's like, this is the supplement, we'll give you little bits of information about what's in it, but we're not going to tell you exactly what's in it. But if you take it, this is what will happen.
I watched, just getting off the products quickly, I watched a few of the ads on their websites.
Oh shit.
And you know what it was like? Remember the Coke ads from years ago where they were selling, if you drink Coke, you can be, a superstar?
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at, I guess, getting back to the ingredients, it's all well and good to have a prop blend. Like we said, there's prop blends in supplement companies do it all the time.
Of course.
These things aren't even prop blends. They're below that. They actually give you 1 or 2 ingredients. Like
really?
one particular.
Is that even legal?
One particular pre-workout I looked at, it said it had creatine, glycine, and carnitine, and that's it.
Really?
But that was 3 ingredients. It said it has other stuff in there, but didn't tell you what it was. How good's that?
That's
I wanted to try it straight away. Creatine, glycine, and L-carnitine, 3 very, very cheap products.
Yeah.
Throw in a pre-workout and say this is awesome. It's a simple product. It's probably
that's phenomenal. I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, that was one that I found. Through. That sort of just went. I'm not a big fan of that. That's the other thing. Just I guess if we look at the way these multi-level marketing businesses work, because you've got so many middlemen. You have to look at if a product is going to cost $5 to make with active ingredients. Now these particular ones that I've looked at wouldn't even cost that. It'd be $1 or $2. Because you've got so many people that you have to pay before it gets to that end consumer, you know that the products are either going to be one, very, very expensive for what they've got in there, or so shit that they're not even worth taking, and then they'd be at a normal price.
Do you have an example of like the expense?
Okay, I found a few, and these were awesome. These were awesome. So there was one particular company, and as I said, we're not going to name names here, but there was 6 products. Okay, it was almost like a starter pack.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 products that lasted for a month.
Go through the products. Let me see.
Okay, so there was like a probiotic.
Okay, so $50.
Yeah, a probiotic, a digestive enzyme product.
Say another 50.
Maybe you might,
you
maybe
probably have a supplement that has both in the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but anyway,
a protein powder.
Say another 50.
A greens product.
Say another 50. Say like 200.
The protein powder was only 30 serves too.
Yeah, so about $50.
Yeah. I can't. There was 2 other products off the top of my head. I can't remember.
Throw another $50 per product.
For each product.
For a month. Provided it's not like a hormone supplement.
No. It was just everyday products. So
say like $300.
$300.
Maybe $400 if they're
if they're good.
Cream of the crop subs.
Do you want me to tell you how much it was?
Not really.
$700 for a month's supply. Now, mate, I use supplements. I love supplements, but I don't even use $700 worth of stuff, and I use a lot of different shit.
That's crazy.
It was bullshit. I'm like, how the hell can people justify paying that sort of money for products, as I said, aren't properly dosed?
Yeah.
And $700 a month? That is just ridiculous.
And that is something, you've done a lot more product-based research on this than I have, but something that I've kind of come across is I'll look at the products and the recommended retail price or whatever they call it in multi-level marketing of those products. And I'm like, wow, without knowing what's in that could be like the cream of the crop type supplement for this particular category.
Yeah.
And it's still double the price of what it would be in the supplement industry.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's kind of a common thing. The issue, products aside, so if you put the products aside, there is kind of an underlying fundamental ethical issue with using multi-level marketing to distribute supplements as far as we're concerned. And the fundamental issue is the main focus, the primary purpose of a multi-level marketing scheme is financial.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's to pay as many people as they possibly can within the distribution scheme, kick it up to the people at the top of the pyramid or at the top levels of the multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
And that's the primary goal of any multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah.
And don't get it twisted, for some products, that's fine.
Yeah.
You look at one of the biggest multi-level marketing companies in the world is Tupperware.
Yeah.
And they make kitchen goods.
Exactly.
Which is, it is what it is, and it works very, very successfully. The problem when you start looking at consumable products, in particular health products, in particular supplements, and you have your primary goal as making as much margin as you possibly can, because there's so many people in the pyramid or in the different levels of the multi-level marketing that need to get some sort of commission or some sort of pay from it. You know what you're going to start doing?
You're going to start cutting the products.
Well, the first thing you're going to start doing is charging people twice as much as they need to pay, which we've already addressed. And then the other way you increase margin is you decrease the cost of your product.
And as I said, same as with that pre-workout, that, you know, with those 3 ingredients might cost $1 to make, you know, it's just ludicrous.
Absolutely. So with certain types of products, let's take Tupperware for example. There's going to reach a point where their cost of production is going to get to a point where the actual quality of the product's going to start dropping off, which is not going to work for the multi-level marketing because people are going to notice, they're not going to purchase the products, and then the whole thing falls apart. So there's kind of like a bottom level. When you start talking about supplements and you address everything that we've addressed so far, you're marketing at people who really don't know any better. Your marketing is completely targeted at selling hopes and dreams in the bottle rather than actually delivering results based on efficacious dosing. You're going to keep pinning the cost price, the production cost down and down and down and down, and the people that are taking these products are not going to know any better because they don't know.
Well, it's in the same bottle. They don't know what's in it.
Absolutely.
So all they're going to do is go, oh yeah, I'm just not getting the results. Maybe I'm not training as hard as what I used to. No, the supplements that you are taking are becoming worse and worse and worse.
Absolutely, and there really is, you know, apart from like a bottling and a labeling cost, there is no bottom level to how far. It's a very, very slippery slope when you start trying as a supplement distributor or manufacturer to increase margin as much as you possibly can and really not give a about the end consumer. And let's be honest, these multi-level marketing schemes,
they don't care.
They will say that they do, but the whole way that the scheme is structured and marketed and distributed says otherwise, and actions speak louder than words.
Well, the thing is, the guys at the top of this pyramid, you know, they're the king of the hill. They're just sitting there counting their money. They don't give a shit what happens to that end consumer.
Well, that's it, because the primary focus is financial. And like I said, don't get it twisted. We're not going to sit here and shit on multi-level marketing, because for certain products and services, it's a fantastic business model. It works exceptionally well. And there's a lot of people that are involved in multi-level marketing schemes that if it wasn't for that scheme, their standard of living and their residual income wouldn't be where it is. So, you know, fantastic for them.
Absolutely.
We have a big issue, a big ethical issue when it comes to using that scheme for supplements because of everything we've discussed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, at the end of the day, you're playing with people's lives. And
you're playing with people's hopes and dreams. You're playing with, I wouldn't necessarily say lives, that's probably a bit dramatic, but you're playing with people's health and fitness goals.
Yeah, exactly.
And for a lot of people, health and fitness goals are more than just physical. They're psychological based, they're mental based, whatever someone's reason for chasing a certain health and fitness goal may be, you're messing with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that ain't cool, man.
No.
That ain't what we about at Massive Joe's.
No.
You got anything else you want to add?
No.
I think that's.
I think we've hit the nail on the head.
We've pretty much gone balls deep in multi-level marketing.
Yeah, I think, and that's, you know, just to give you guys a little bit of information about what it's about, and you know, just to help you guys make wiser decisions with what particular products you're taking. Because at the end of the day, if I didn't know what was actually in a product that I was taking, I wouldn't take it. You know, if it was there and you didn't know exactly what's in it, not buying it.
And that's what this is about. We're not here on the GAINZ Trust to shit on multi-level marketing, to shit on certain companies. You guys do whatever you want to do. We're just trying to give you the information to make the best decisions as consumers. And we ain't even touched on people that are involved in the multi-level marketing, because that's really none of our business.
No.
Don't give a We're concerned about the end consumers and what you guys as end consumers are getting for your hard earned.
Exactly.
You got anything else you want to add?
That's it, man.
Before I tell the viewers to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of the GAINZ Trust and all the other deliciousness in our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on the mobile, man, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss a thing when it comes to the Massive Joe's YouTube channel, where we come to and from Swap.
MassiveJoes.com.
Stay